All right, so we have Ricky, finally, Ricky from Sync. Ivo and I are really excited. What is Sync? Tell us about this amazing company.
Hi guys, so I'm Ricky Lee. I'm the founder and the CEO at Sync. So we started actually around 18, 20 months ago. It's some time, but we had to apply for our license and build a lot of our platform from scratch. I think, to give you a bit of an insight, we actually sync in all your bank accounts into one, centralizing, making people's life much easier by not just offering the certain current accounts in your local euro or GBP based, if you're based in the UK or Europe, but we also offer 30 plus currencies, because we understand now the world is getting smaller and smaller, and we have Japanese living in Europe and Americans living in Britain and back and forth, and banking should be much easier. And I think that's one of the good things about these e-money institutions like us, are just making banking easier in that aspect. So yeah, I think we're really focused on the open banking side. Give you a bit of an insight of what Sync is. So yeah, we started around 18, 20 months ago. We are building what we call the second wave of challenger banks. We saw the first one. I think they did an amazing job. They still today do it. I think the big problem we see, no one's really challenging the banks. The banks do, so much. Each bank does services, marketing, insurance. There's so much in it. Now, within fintech, you've got challenger banks and P2P and insurtech. You've got regtech. Now, big thing with the first wave of challenger banks is one is focused more on an amazing travel card, have no FX fees. The other one, putting all your cards and accounts into one application like Apple Pay. The other one's just really good at opening, a current account or bank account in minutes. Another one's very good at giving you loans in minutes or seconds. Now, what about having all those in one? And that's kind of what we've been building these past 20 months, was how could we actually really challenge the first wave of challenger banks, but also the traditional banks. And as a user, I was born in Spain, half British, but I want my 2 Spanish banks. I would like my Amex. I would like my, 2 English banks. And I used to live in the US. So I've got an American bank. Can I have all these in one hub, one platform? And this is what we've done. And we've done this by actually partnering with incredible companies and that aggregate the banks. So many of our competitors use one aggregator. We use many. So that way we're hoping by the end of the year to have over 5,000 banks within our platform, not just across UK, but France.
Can you repeat the number? It's incredible. Can you repeat the number?
Over 5,000 banks.
Wow.
Many of our aggregators have. I think, look at Germany. How many banks has Germany got? It's just, they've got 5,000 alone, right? So
yeah. Wow.
No, it's incredible. So we are looking not to just aggregate the top tier 9 banks. I'm from Spain. We have a lot of banks called building societies, cajas, and that's used big time in Spain. So it's actually connecting banks, credit cards, mortgage companies, financial credit card companies, all into one application. So exciting times for Sync ahead, really.
Yeah. How many people are doing all this work?
So,
good question.
Look, guys, we started off being 14, 15 for the whole 12, 14 months. We had a bit of a rough ride, I have to say, at the beginning. Finding the right development team and building the development team was very hard. We were very lucky because we had to change part of the development team. Developers, same as designers, business developers, fintech is not easy, right? This is not a cinema app. We're working with people's money, financial account. There's security, there's data.
True.
And in an incredible city like London, you think you've got the best of the best. You do, but you know, we actually met, you know, Thomas Cook, the company, they went down. So they had unfortunately last October, they had a travel card called Lyk Card, LYK. You guys remember them? So
No.
yeah, so that team was available because they went down with Thomas Cook. So I met many of the developers there, and we started, you know, to make connection, and we took on many developers from that team when they were left without a job, and we built an office in Spain. And now we are based in the UK and Spain for Europe. We're looking now to expand possibly to our European license to maybe Netherlands, Ireland. So yeah, exciting times. So to answer your question, we're around 31 people now.
Okay.
Still looking for another 5 guys. So anyone out there that can help us, we need more developers.
Yeah. I see lots of news and partnerships and deals that you guys are making. You're like keep showing on my radar or LinkedIn, you know. Tell us.
You go by our PR then.
Yeah. Something is good. Yeah. Something is working. Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you come to this? What did you do before Sync?
So I used to own a design agency. I was lucky enough to open it when I was quite young. I had the right contacts to work with companies like Burger King, Vodafone, BMW, the agency I used to own. Sold that back at the end of 2009, 2010. Got a job offer from the UK, decided to move, started to work for many financial companies, including Sky was one of the, you know, I wanted out from financial for a bit. But yeah, I was lucky enough to work for on 4 of the major mobile banking apps in the UK. I think one of my most renowned and enjoyable moments was when I actually joined the Lloyds Bank team.
Wow.
To actually separate Lloyds Bank from TSB.
Okay.
So the government obliged them to separate because of monopoly. And I led the whole design and strategy for Lloyds Bank. So I really enjoyed that whole project, that almost 2 years there. And that's when I met, you know, Nikolai at Level 39 and got to see what they were doing at Revolut. And yeah, joined them very early on with Vlad and an incredible team. And I was lucky enough to be part of such an incredible fintech nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Unicorn, yeah, definitely.
So
I think I didn't stay with them just because I had my own ideas of banking, and I think you look at Revolut nowadays, and you know, they went into crypto trading because Nikolai's background is trading. You know, it's just that one of those super apps that want to do that type of trading style. I wanted more banking. How could we hit the majority of the people that have problems with banks? And that's what we're doing at Sync. So touch wood.
Yeah.
Wow, you've been in, you know, working for Revolut, but still you had your idea and your dreams to create, you know, fintech company, and I think it's really incredible and amazing. Both you just wanted to do it, and you create a company, and you left Revolut, even though it's like, you know, Revolut, it's like definition of neobanks, fintechs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, you know, I didn't say, but I'm a product designer, so I think more on the design, the strategy, the reason why, how you integrate a business model into a product. Remember, products don't sell, brands sell. It's very important. I think startups make you know, a big mistake there when they try to sell their idea. Look, the brand is what sells, right? You have to build that trust. If you've got a good product, I've always said, users come. It's simple. Revolut is a bloody good product. You know, it's pricing, it was easy. You know, I think now there's other very good products. Let's, you know, speak about other challenger banks, and not just here. Mexico is growing in such an enormous way. I think London, a lot of countries can learn from London. So I think, yeah, the only difference with us, you know, with Sync is the customer experience. We've made it easy. Remember, one of the big problems I see with challenger banks right now is everyone's tailoring their product to the same audience, millennials. If we talk about the UK, you've got what, 21% of this country that is millennials?
Yeah, probably.
And everyone's on the right piece of cake. What about my mum? What about my dad? What about my uncle? What about the older people that need? That's the other 20% of the country that do spend the money. So you've got to tailor your product. When you go to HSBC, they don't go, oh no, ours is tailored for 30 to 40-year-olds. No, they tailor from young students right to old pensioners. And I think this is what challenger banks need to learn and have a bit of a more of an open product offering.
Very important. And I think this is what we're doing. I mean, this summit, we're learning from all these countries, you know, like you said, Australia, for example, you know, we had amazing interviews today.
Right, with Revolut and also
So you have a lot of focus. So here we discussed design. So if we're discussing design already, walk us through the onboarding. Maybe you can show us, because I saw a lot of people started to post. They got their first cards and everybody's collecting cards. It's also a window to your product. A lot of these people are collecting.
I've always said, guys, like, you know, would you like to receive a £3,000 MacBook laptop in a paper bag? You know, no. Let's be honest. I go and buy some Nike trainers. I don't want it in a plastic bag. You know, just coming in a box makes it feel new, makes it feel no one's worn it before, right? Banking is already boring. And if we don't spice this up, you know, I think a card represents people. It could be the color, it could be the style, it could be the weight of it, metal, the material, if it's eco-friendly or not. Remember, still, we have to pull it out of our wallet to pay. Not everything's made with a phone yet. So yeah, I think what we've done, we've decided to go from the, you know, the classy first packaging I did was, you know, you open it, it opens on the other side. I think that gamified is gone now. We want to go away from that. So the idea was we wanted people to feel that they've ordered like some, you know, Calvin Klein or Victoria's Secret, you know, merchandise. So the whole idea is right now, you know, I'm going to be honest with this packaging. The first beta testing that people are receiving is not ecological, the plastic. We are looking and getting it signed off. So one of the things is bubble bags right now. It's very hard to find because you've got the interior bubble and then the exterior. So we're getting the exterior and the interior looked at to have it all done by recycled. So you will receive a pouch, your packaging within the pouch. This is brand awareness. The idea is we want it for you to use for traveling, passport, makeup, just pencil case, anything you guys find, right? So you pull it out and then you've got this beautiful rubber feel. It's hard. You know when you bought a car and you smell it for the first time? That's how it feels. You know, we've gone to that extent. So you open it, and basically we've gone a very simple opening, but we send 2 cards. One is the one you've ordered. The other one is family, friends, colleague, boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. The idea is we want you to share it with a family member so you can get started. So you've got your card. The whole experience of bringing it out is, I think it's brand awareness. It's what represents our premium offering.
So from now, I'm even more, you know, excited about the, you know, waiting for my delivery of the card. I can wait. But I've got one question with that packaging. Of course, it looks stunning, but on the other hand, to send all these, you know, fancy packaging and that stuff, isn't that kind of, let's say, not very cost effective, let's say, or how are you thinking about that? Because you're basically donating the, like, I can order the card and I will without any money on the account, right? So
yeah, look, Ivo, I
mm-hmm,
understand, and
mm-hmm.
that is part of the game, right? Of acquiring customers.
Okay, fair
And
enough. Mm-hmm,
yeah, and I think you look at it two ways. We've done two cards on one packaging. We know you're going to like it. So you're going to now ask your partner to order it. So if we've got to send, it doesn't matter if it's an
mm-hmm,
envelope, we've got to
mm-hmm,
resend a whole new packaging again. So we're hoping we've cut down a bit in sending two cards on one post. Oh, that's the
mm-hmm,
first. Second is you have to take packaging. And I've always said this, in the first Challenger Bank I worked, the whole gamified experience of your packaging has to be part of your marketing budget, because people will YouTube it, they will do unboxing of it, they will speak about it. Just you speaking to your mum or your dad about it, and it's showing him, because you would never show him your envelope with a letter and you just open the letter and say, oh, but this you would show it.
Yeah, absolutely. All sites, LinkedIn, Instagram. Yeah, instantly. I would do that. Even though I've got 40 cards, and of course, a lot of them had, best packaging I ever had, but this is still it looks different. I don't know why, how, but
I'm really happy you guys like it. And I think, remember, this is the free account. This is the I won't tell you the name yet, but we've got another three accounts coming out, subscription based. And this will be out in the next month and a half. And our new website will be out. We're keeping it all under wraps because I think we've got an incredible offering to come. And when people see the different packaging, the different accounts, we have this premium offering that is affordable for everyone. But apart from making you feel special, it actually has value. So every time you pay a month something, you have it worth in, not telling you, but something.
All right. I will wait for it. Anytime when something like that will show, I will usually order that. I like fancy things like metal cards. So that's good to know. That's good to know. And also for the audience, to stay updated and follow on some social, and when you will announce.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think we will be now announcing it in the next month and a bit.
Okay.
We also are possibly thinking of crowdfunding. So it's something that, we've had a few inquiries of users, and we're thinking, you know what, why are we making this? We're building it for the people. And if the people want to be a part of it, I think crowdfunding is not just about investment or money. It's about making people feel involved in your product. And we've got some great followers that have been really helpful, testing since March with us. I think we owe them a lot. So the minimum is, how can we make them part of this product?
So you have a whole like roadmap of where you want to take the customers. Like you started with one level, but there's a bigger vision, right?
Yes, correct. Much
the
bigger.
ultimate goal. What's the ultimate goal?
Yeah, it's, if we had to launch on Amazon right now, I think if we wanted, we could launch 5 features at once, but we get lost. I think it's much better to release them bit by bit. Also to start testing the feature per feature. And the time of the year is not the best. We've had COVID-19. We needed to launch in March. We didn't. We raised 5.5 million in seed. We did not announce it in March. We did not think it was the best moment. There were people dying in the world. There were people, having a really bad moment with COVID-19. And so right now, I think now's the moment that things are opening up a bit more, getting a bit calmer. So we're releasing all the news.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we are excited, and then we both got the app, and I connected all my banks, and I was curious about all the use cases, where is like the future of open banking and all of that, because you're already preparing us for something much bigger, right?
Yes. So yes, open banking. Look, it's still very complicated, right? The banks are still getting their heads around opening APIs. I think challenger banks that are already doing open banking, like Starling, if I'm not sure yet, Monzo, Revolut. Revolut's not a bank, but they're doing it, and I think it's incredible because there's a vision for us also. We're looking to open up our APIs for the open banking. For beginning of next year. We've just done a roadmap. We need to stick to it. I think open banking, as we all know, it's divided in two: the AISP and the PISP element. For the people,
I wanted to stop. About the open banking. Okay, go on. Sorry.
So AISP is read-only format. I say, like we can pull in your data. So I can take in your data from a bank in Czech Republic and one in the UK. Now, what can you do with it? Now, this is where maybe a lot of our competitors get lost, because it's actually helping budgeting. It's all down to data. Someone like me with 7 banks, 6 banks and 1 credit card, I never connect to my Spanish banks. My American one, less. Now, with having it all in one app, I can watch it. I can make sure there's no fraud on it. Someone like Sync can help me look at all the data. We can tell, because we know where you live. Hey, Ricky, you live in Oxford Street, so-and-so, W1C is your postcode. You spend every month £32 in electric. You can we can help you save £5.90 a month if you change to this electric company. Because we have that information, banks, it's our mission, and the bank's mission. So e-money institutions like us, to help you budget, save money by helping know your credit score, where you can save in electric, in water, traveling. Is there cashbacks available for you for buying in X, Y, Z? And then you've got the PISP element. And this is groundbreaking. Still very early stages. The PISP element is where you can connect one bank in the UK, one bank in France, and through Sync, send money from one bank to another. And we already do this. So you do not have to open a Sync account to use one of our 30 Sync accounts. You can just connect it. You get your GBP or your euro, but you connect your banks and transfer money from one bank to another. Now, all banks haven't got this activated, even though they should.
Right, they should. Yeah, that was actually one of my questions, because so you will be able to have all 5,000 banks in Europe and also the UK. So the UK regulation is very similar to the European one, right? It's pretty much the same. So you can connect.
What do you mean by that? Sorry,
I meant that, like, let's say if you want to, expand or grow into new countries outside of Europe, that can be a kind of issue, because they didn't, for example, set up the open banking some standards yet, or how you will handle that.
So we've spoken, we are really in with a few countries, Middle East. We're speaking to some in South America. We're looking at other territories to expand, and actually in a very, very near future. So we're looking to help expand those APIs for the banks. Remember, for them, it's also a roadmap. It's understanding why should they open up the APIs? Because right now they have just X amount of users transferring from one account to, and it's very costly. But through the new PISP element, and e-money institutions like us can really accelerate with our customer experience, making it easy. You don't need money transfer companies. People, I'll give you an example. A friend of mine just bought a property down in Spain. He needed to transfer X amount of money. And he said, hey, Ricky, do you know any money transfer company? Because first is banks, no, too expensive. Second, the option is money transfer companies. And, we can name 2, 3, 4 very good ones. We don't need them. Just connect your 2 banks and you transfer from one to another. Use Sync as the FX. And that's where we're coming in, because right now, open banking works from one UK bank to another UK bank. But it gets to be a problem when it's one UK bank to an Italian bank, because you're still paying a high price. You're still paying the bank's FX fee.
True.
Yeah.
So we are taking that
Mm.
out for GBP to come into us. We exchange it into euros and we deposit it in euros in the Italian bank.
This is your offering. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
big
but still, I'm still asking why you are the first one who, like, the company are able to connect all of them, all of the European banks, because I'm watching a few companies doing, you know, like pretty much also here in Czech we have one company and like bank, and they are able to connect some, you know, variety of, you know, some let's say like 10 or 15, you know, banks in this local region, and I know a lot of different neobanks. You can connect some UK ones, but it's really like split it, and I don't know any company when you are where you are able to connect, you know, all of them in one app. Why? Like, so like,
So
is it?
yeah, Ivo, we're quite open there because
Mm-hmm.
right now it's a whole business model. It's more of a B2B
Okay.
model to say, hey, bank, give us your APIs. Here's our license, the PISP license. We can make the APIs for you. So there's this, you know, there's companies like TrueLayer, you know, like Tink, and there's many of them. But there's so many, you don't know who to go. And each one specializes in certain banks, certain countries.
Okay.
Because it's a big task. It's a big task. Already in the year and a half we've gone, APIs have changed twice, sometimes up to 3 times, depending the bank.
Wow.
Spanish banks are not fully there yet. I have to say, I'm talking about Spanish banks because I know, you know, the whole development, they can't even get their proper main application ready. You know, how can they even develop for open banking, right? So what we do, it's very costly, but we've actually partnered with many of the open banking aggregators. So they aggregate
with the banking
banks,
aggregators, Okay.
and we aggregate the aggregators.
Yeah.
So what we've done a hub.
Okay.
We bring in these different companies with the APIs. Everyone writes it in one way. And then within our hub, we write it out in our way. So we make sure that transaction name, transaction detail, the hour, the time, the date, everything comes in uniform.
So that's your back end. Like, that's what you do in the backbone of the company.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And that's why you are in talks with all kinds of regions.
Yeah, of course.
Because you are Sync, the hub that connects and solve these issues that are terrible issues.
In that, you're very powerful in that. Yeah.
It takes, look, this is like building Lego. This is not a 1-2 year project. This is a bigger year. Once we get more investment, now we're looking to raise our Series A. We've got already incredible traction. We have just been approved back in August, our FCA top e-money license. That gives us for UK, Europe, and also both open banking licenses. We're already passporting that out to Europe and to another country. So we are already looking at, you know, soon we would love to speak to like Israel, for example, see what aggregators out there. Do we want, people say, oh, but do you want to be a bank? Look, right now we don't know. But do you want to be an aggregator for open banking? Right now, there's great companies out there that do it. Why should we do it? Why do we want to take care over the whole? No, we work with our partners, and I think it just really right now it works very well.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is totally what the summit is all about. I mean, all the people who are watching us right now, there are regulators here, there are banking managers from all levels, from C-levels, from many countries. And how do they contact you? How do that? Because I think it's an opportunity that you just announced here, and they are eager to connect to somebody from Sync and develop this relationship. How do they find out?
You know, so guys, we haven't got millions of users right now, so feel free to contact me on LinkedIn. I always get back to everyone. The idea is I believe in incredible network. I believe that, you know, we should unite and do some incredible projects together. The regulators are behind us. They really want to actually facilitate companies on the open banking level. How can we make open banking much better? And I think you know, there should be more summits and events like yours that do speak. I think, you know, what these banks need is to understand what they get out of doing open banking and doing it properly. Because right now, banks in the future will be an infrastructure. You know, it's you know, what worries me is if Apple or Google go into becoming a bank in the future, because I would not think twice to take an account with Apple. I feel their technology advanced. You know, yes, you've got a bank behind them, maybe JP Morgan or one of them or Citi that offer what they need to offer on the legal side, the structure. But I buy into brands. I would love a card that gives me discount on Apple and gives me discounts on everything I spend, supermarkets. And I think that's what Amazon's doing very well. And if the regulators don't watch out, Amazon is one of those companies that can take over an incredible market because they know what we like, what we want, when we want it, what we buy. And with data, you can do a lot.
Yeah.
We have somebody from
True.
Facebook here, by the way.
True.
Maybe it'll be worth doubling up with him. One more thing, of course. But by the way, the other markets, the other nations that I hear, you know, Africa, for example, banks over there, the Emirates. The Emirates are going big right now. They're building their own, you know, challenger banks over there. Really exciting opportunities. You know, I can tell you from here, the Israeli side. I mean, they just, let's say, announced peace officially with Israel. And that's opened up a whole new market over here. And now I mean, we had negotiations and we had like deals with them, but now it's official. So you see how the companies want to do business, you know, investments in that fintech space, creating stuff together. And that's amazing, you know. So on the one side, like we are very focusing also, we started this summit today with Australia and the UK, but there's so many opportunities out there, right?
Yes.
In other markets.
Yeah, so South America, like I mentioned, so I think Middle East is interesting because each of the big banks, like you've got NBD doing their own challenger bank, like Living. Then you've got, you know, Mashrek that has done Neo back in Qatar. You know, each one's doing their little project of a challenger bank. Again, I think always guided to the migrants in the Middle East, something that, I think, you know, there's so much, like you said, there's so much opportunities for models for expats or locals living over there. You know, we're always tailoring our products to a certain audience. I'm not a pro for that. I think, yes, it's important to have one tailored audience to start with, but you should be open up to taking in all sorts of audiences.
Yeah. All right. We are closer to the end. Something that you want to share today here, announce, say, any final inspirational for our audience today? We're all into this space of payments, open banking opportunities, challenger banks, neobanks.
Yeah, I think we've gone over quite a lot. You know, open banking is right now a trendy subject, and yeah, I'm open up. Anyone that's watched this wants to connect with us, wants to understand a bit more how to connect, or you know, we can help you, put you in contact with the right also aggregators. I think working with us, the difference is, you know, we've had many people approach us for B2B because they've seen how easy our application is. Again, we're trying to tailor this product more for also the Gen X, for the older generation, give them the opportunity to get onto a modern, you know, digital e-money type of institution. So, yeah, we're open. And, you know, please, if you're in Europe right now, download Sync, try it out. Give us feedback. What we need is more than anything is feedback, so we can just get the product up to scratch for this Q3, Q4.
Great. Thank you very much. You and your whole team, amazing.
Really,
and we are already users, so amazing.
Super excited about future.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Speak
Thank
soon.
you.
Okay.